Grounds for Limerick GA's first game, streaming live this Mint catering Under-21 Premier Hurling Championship final between Piarsaigh and Doon. I'm joined in the studio by Matt O'Callaghan of the Weekly Observer Vale Star. Matt, we've the renewal of a huge rivalry at this level tonight.
Yeah, we have, John. It's a huge rivalry. The Piarsaigh this evening, it's an incredible statistic, but it probably tells us why they're so successful at senior level, in that they're seeking a seventh Limerick Premier Under-21 hurling title in 8 years. They completed 6 in a row, and in the last 3 of those finals, they beat Doon. That's the type of rivalry that has been built up between these two teams. And wait for it, their great run when they were going for 7 in a row, it was Doon that stopped them in the semi-final last year. But Doon did not finish the job. You will recall, we covered it here. They were defeated by Kilmallock in the county final. So you just wonder what have Doon to do to get over the line. Now, speaking with people in Doon and the aftermath of the semi-final last week, they hadn't the same level of expectation with this team as they had for previous teams, but they are where they are. They're here on the final. I saw the semi-final. They defeated a hand in a very, very good game of hurling, and they're definitely here on merit.
That's the thoughts of Matt O'Callaghan of the Weekly Observer Vale Star. We're just going to give you a quick rundown on the teams before referee Jason O'Mahony throws the ball in. Starting with Doon. Doon have Adam McLaughlin in goal. A full back line of Chris Thomas, Pádraig Ryan and Cormac Ryan. Chris Burkery, Mikey O'Brien and Jerry O'Brien make up the half back line, with Doon O'Grady and Josh Ryan in the middle of the park. Ivan O'Dwyer comes in as number 17 for Doon at right half forward, and he's joined in the half forward line by Bob Purcell and Eddie Stokes. Doon full forward line is made up by Mark Coleman, Jack Ryan and Jack Downey. Now switching over to the Piarsaigh team, Sean McHugh in goals for Piarsaigh. His full back line in front of him is Conor Richardson, Garrod Sinnott and Pádraig Haney. Luke O'Sullivan, Evan Gilvery and Donal O'Connell are in the half back line, with Daniel Long and Sean Long in midfield. Adam McNamara, Conor Boylan and Emmett McAvoy make up the Piarsaigh half forward line, with James Daly, William Henn and Reuben McCarthy in the full forward line. And we're underway here for this Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship, brought to you with Limerick GA TV. And it's Conor Boylan immediately on the charge for Piarsaigh, but he's held up, and it's going to be Doon who come away with it. In fact, it's not Piarsaigh win it. As the game just settling down, it's number 7 there for Doon, trying to come away with the ball. Eventually Doon managed to come away, and it's Chris Burkery in possession. Burkery's well blocked though by Sean Long, and a scrum developing around the ball in these early stages, but it's Piarsaigh eventually who gained possession. And then again, wild pull there on that occasion by Evan Gilvery, but it's put out over the sideline by Doon number 12 Eddie Stokes and Matt O'Callaghan. A fairly fiery start to this contest.
Yeah, as we outlined at the start, there is a bit of history and a bit of rivalry between them, and of course we've only to go back to the senior final last year, and again, dare I say it, won by Piarsaigh, and you can only just imagine the satisfaction and the pleasure it would give Doon if they could pull one over them here tonight.
And that's Sean Long's sideline cut intercept, and it's Doon on the charge them to lose out, and it's Daniel Long trying to win it for the Piarsaigh. But again, it's Eddie Stokes, and Stokes comes away, lays the hand pass off. It's won well there by Bob Purcell. Pass from Purcell, and the ball is bringing. It was the ball in from Doon O'Grady, but it's Piarsaigh coming out with the ball, and that's good defending. Long ball downfield, Doon man to it first. That's great effort there from their cornerback. That's Chris Thomas. But Conor Boylan now, and Conor Boylan, Limerick senior hurler, Boylan now in possession, on the run for the second time this game, up against a fellow panellist of Mikey O'Brien. It's Boylan that gets the last touch, and Matt, that's going to be one of the fascinating battles tonight between Conor Boylan and Mikey O'Brien.
Certainly, John, and you will recall during our coverage of the senior championship last year that they were among a short list that we had of players that would eventually try and break through onto the senior panel. And as we know, Conor Boylan has been a revelation since he came onto the Limerick senior team, and I suppose he's possibly in line to start maybe next Sunday, whilst Mikey O'Brien had a full game here against Cork and did quite well.
It's the Piarsaigh on the attack now, and it's Adam McNamara in possession. McNamara has the first shot of this evening's contest, but straight to the right and wide. Poor enough effort from McNamara, maybe a bit of nerves, Matt.
Yeah, I think there's, and you couldn't say there was real pressure on him there. He obviously will be disappointed. But looking at the, and I'm looking down here below me, it would look as if Mikey O'Brien isn't picking up Conor Boylan. It looks as if Conor Boylan has moved to his customary position. He's named at centre forward, but he seems to be playing where he plays for the Piarsaigh Singers and where he plays so effectively for Limerick at left half forward. But looking at the Piarsaigh forwards there, Conor Boylan, you have Emmett McAvoy, who was a very exciting defender on the Limerick minor team last year. And of course we have Willem Henn, who's a very, very free scoring forward. And if you go back 3 years, and I know it's only an indication, nothing more, Josh is on the ball here. We may have
Josh Ryan on the attack here. Chance. Ryan goes for goal. Fantastic save by Sean McHugh, the Piarsaigh keeper. Josh Ryan going for the jugular straight away. The ball's gone out over the end line. It's going to be in the Piarsaigh 65, Matt. But Josh Ryan not messing around from the start here.
No, it's certainly not. And of course, he's a huge man, possibly the biggest man on the field. But sometimes what gets lost when people talk about his physique and his size is that he's a very, very good hurler. Like he's a former Limerick minor player, and I saw him in the semi-final, and I really, really thought that he was very, very effective, and he certainly can cause the Piarsaigh problems if he brings that type, the type of form that he showed against the hand into tonight's final.
It's going to be Ryan that's going to take the 65 himself. It's going to be Doon's first shot of this game. It's a fine strike from Josh Ryan. Looks good from our angle here. And Matt, we've the opening score of the game. A fine strike from Josh Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's as good a 65 as you could hit. No, he was responsible for it all because he forced the very good save off Sean McGill and then forced it out for a 65 and then slotted over the 65 with relative ease.
Indeed, it's Piarsaigh now looking to equalise this game. And it's down on that right hand side, and it's going to be Adam McNamara in possession again, but a good challenge there from the Doon defenders. Mikey O'Brien on this occasion. O'Brien under pressure though from Sean Long, but it's O'Brien manages to get the hand pass away. It's good pressure from the Piarsaigh forwards on the Doon defence at the moment. Struggling to get rid of the ball, but it's fallen now again for Mikey O'Brien. He flicks the ball inside. It's Josh Ryan in possession. He's a man outside him. That man is Jerry O'Brien. Eventually finds O'Brien. O'Brien now unable. That's a good bit of play from the Piarsaigh players. Getting the hook in, but Doon still in possession. And that's their number 10, and that's Jack Downey. Downey under great pressure again. And again it's Daniel Long. Two excellent hooks in a row from Daniel Long and the Piarsaigh defending from the front in the early stages, Matt.
Yeah, Daniel Long was a player that I was very keen to see this evening because, as you know, he's a Fitzgibbon Cup player with Trinity College this year, and of course Trinity College weren't the whipping boys that they were in the past now, and they had a very, very historic win over Garda College in the first round, and he was part of that Trinity team, along of course with a Doon man, Owen McNamara.
Yeah, second wide of the evening there for Doon from William Hennon out on this left hand side. Just came across his shot slightly, and it's going to be a puck out again for Adam McLaughlin. It's another long one down this near side by Adam McLaughlin. He's looking for Jack Downey. It's well defended on that occasion by the Piarsaigh cornerback in Padraig Haney. It's going to be a Doon sideline, and it's going to be Josh Ryan to take it. And Matt, he's a man who's capable of putting this one over.
Yeah, he's capable. He is. He's a very, very, very good dead ball striker. But just another point to make about Doon. The two players that form the spine of the Limerick, that's a wonderful cut now.
Great ball in from Josh Ryan. It's caught in there in the full forward line. An excellent score by Jack Ryan. Of course, Jack Ryan came on for the Doon seniors in the county final last year. A fine forward in his own right. Collected that ball brilliantly. And Doon have the perfect start to this game. 2 points to no score after nearly 8 minutes of play. It's pucked out again by Sean McHugh. Looking for Sean Long in midfield. It's Evan Gilvery trying to get it. In fact, that's William Henn. It's good possession. It's Piarsaigh with Adam McNamara, who has it. McNamara now takes on a couple of Doon players and manages to get away. It's a good bit of defending from Jerry O'Brien. Flicks possession away, and it's taken away by Chris Thomas. Thomas plays it down this near side, looking for Bob Purcell, but it's Piarsaigh with possession. Well won by Evan Gilvery, and it's Sean Long with the long ball inside into the Doon full back line, the Piarsaigh full forward line. But they're unable to keep the possession in there, and that's a third wide for Piarsaigh.
This is the Bob Purcell that you will recall here in the early stages last year against Kilmallock. I think did he rattle off 3 of the first 5 points that Doon got, and he subsequently brought some very good form onto the Limerick minor team at full forward. But the man that was centre forward on the Limerick minor team last year, and I think did he get 3 or 4 goals during the campaign, he's lining out at cornerback tonight, Cormac Ryan for Doon. And I saw him in the semi-final, and he was quite effective as a defender.
So Piarsaigh on the attack again now. Hand pass tried to get away to Boylan. It was from James Daly, but it's Doon that come away with it. Strike downfield on that occasion by Chris Thomas. Thomas intercepted by the Piarsaigh number 4. That's Padraig Haney. Haney now in possession. Gets the hand pass away to O'Connell. Hand pass again from O'Connell. And that's to Luke O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan with a low ball into the Piarsaigh full forward line again. Tried to be kept in there by James Daly. He's got Conor Boylan on his outside. It was Ruben McCarthy indeed in possession, but it's going to be in the Piarsaigh free. And Matt, you can see already that Piarsaigh trying to deliver low ball into their full forward line, but Doon holding out fairly well so far.
Holding out quite well so far, and as expected, it's William Henn that will be stepping up to that. He's inside in the edge of the square. When they won the county minor final, it was a goalless final against Kilmallock 3 years ago. William Henn scored points for fun, and he's going to open that account here. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, no question. Relatively straightforward one there for William Henn. Piarsaigh are on the board. Doon leading Piarsaigh 2-1 in this Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship Final, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GAA TV. It's going to be Adam McLaughlin with this puck out again. He comes out to this near side. It's an arrowed ball down the field by McLaughlin. Excellent defending again from Haney. Controls it and strikes full time along the ground. It's William Henn chasing. In fact, it's not. It's going to be Ruben McCarthy for Piarsaigh. He takes on Cormac Ryan. He beats him fairly easily. It's McCarthy on the run now. Ruben McCarthy's got Conor Boylan on his inside. Good defending though from Jerry O'Brien. Excellent defending from O'Brien to block that hand pass, and Matt maybe denying Piarsaigh a goal.
Yeah, I would think so, because had he looked up, he was going in. Conor Boylan was perfectly placed, and you know the type of finisher he is, half a chance, and like he actually wasn't picked up. He had a lot of space had he seen him, but for the last minute or two, I think the Piarsaigh are making more progress. They seem to be running at the Doon defence, but the final pass seems to have caught him there once or twice. The fact that they didn't offload. So I think we're level here after a 65 from William Henn.
Yeah, fantastic strike from William Henn, operating at left half forward on this Piarsaigh team, despite wearing the number 14, and it's 2 points apiece. In the early stages of this Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship Final, McLaughlin goes short this time to Cormac Ryan. Ryan's long clearance is picked up by Piarsaigh, and it's Daniel Long in possession. It's a low ball up front. It's Henn in possession now. Jerry O'Brien immediately onto him, but William Henn, he gets the strike away. It's going to be that bit long for his full forward. And a great catch by Padraig Ryan there. In fact, it wasn't. It was Cormac Ryan again. Ryan strikes clear, but it's only going to find Sean Long. Shooting opportunity now for Sean Long. In fact, he decides to deliver it in. It's blocked out again by Cormac Ryan. And Doon now tidying this one up well over that left corner with Chris Thomas. Thomas leaves the ball off to Josh Ryan. Ryan fires it downfield. It's going to be falls to number 17. That's Ivan O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer out this near side again. And on the run goes Jack Downey. Downey now in possession against Padraig Haney. Downey loses it for a second, but he has it back again. He's going to get a shot away. In fact, he's not. That's more excellent defending from Padraig Haney, not for the first time in this game. And he manages a fine clearance, looking for William Henn. Under pressure from Jerry O'Brien, but it's William Henn in possession now from Piarsaigh. Half hooked by O'Brien. It's going to fall down to a Doon defender. It's excellent work on that occasion from Padraig Ryan. It's Ryan strikes it. He strikes it long. Bob Purcell looking to win this, and Purcell not able to catch it. It's still falling to Jack Ryan down. It's Ryan on the run here for Doon. Under pressure. Ryan gets the strike away, and it's gone. It's gone over the bar, and that's an excellent score from Jack Ryan.
An excellent score, absolutely, because once the ball broke him, and once he got in possession, he still had an amount of work to do, but he made the space for himself, got into the position, and it was a very, very good finish, and an excellent finish by Jack Ryan.
Yes, Doon in possession with Duvin O'Grady again. O'Grady on the run, beats a couple of the Piarsaigh defender. He's chased by Donald O'Connell. O'Connell tries to get the flick in, but it's O'Grady still on the run. It's going to be a free out to Piarsaigh, though. Referee Jason O'Mahony from Kildimo Palace Kennery spotted an offence, and it's going to be a clearance for Piarsaigh. And free, that's Sean McKeown is going to come out and take. We've 14 minutes played of this mid-catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship final between the Piarsaigh and Doon. And it's Sean McKeown in possession. He looks for an accurate one. He looks to go into the corner, but there's no Piarsaigh player within sight of that ball, and it's going to be an easy clearance for Mikey O'Brien. It's a long one from O'Brien, looking for Jack Downey on the side. It's gone out over the sideline though. Matt, the game has settled down with nearly 15 minutes played.
It has settled down, and you would have to say it's an entertaining game, and at the moment anyway, they seem evenly matched. Now I know the Piarsaigh are favourites, but like Doon, I think Doon and their connections will be very pleased with the first 15 minutes, because they have troubled, and 1 second he's got it and cleared it, but they will be pleased with how they have settled into the game.
McNamara in the charge now from the Piarsaigh. It's a good low ball in again into the Doon full back line. It's unable to be taken advantage though by Ruben McCarthy on that occasion. Away come Doon with their number 4, and that's Cormac Ryan. Lovely slip pass from O'Brien into O'Grady. O'Grady under possession, under pressure I should say, from two of the Piarsaigh defenders. Manages to get the ball away to Ryan, and it's inside. It's a push in the back though on Jack Ryan. It's Garrod Sinnott with the foul on Jack Ryan on this occasion. It's going to be a free, and you're not sure who's going to take this. Matt, maybe a harsh one there. It looked to me like they were 50-50.
Yeah, I think he just got it about right. I think on this one, John, I think there seemed to be pressure from behind, and the referee is going to give that all day. It's an important free for Jack Ryan. Very important that that he stretches the lead. But like Cormac Ryan has been absolutely outstanding at this side. We knew what he could do as a forward, and I actually saw him playing colleges this year, and the type of form that he showed for Limerick last year. He brought it into colleges hurling this year, but as a defender he has been absolutely outstanding. A well taken point there by Jack Ryan for you.
Fine effort there from Jack Ryan. Puts Doon 4 points to 2 up against this Piarsaigh team. And Sean McKeown's puck out looking for O'Connell here. Donald O'Connell on this left hand side. O'Connell throws it up in front of Jack Ryan. That's a fine block. First time pulled by Duvin O'Grady. Looking for Jack Downey, but Sean Long is there for the Piarsaigh, and he's under pressure now from Bob Purcell, and Purcell has possession. He's well capable of scoring from here as Bob Purcell decides to go long, plays the ball inside, looking for Mark Coleman. Poor touch from Coleman, one he would have expected to control and into his hand, and the Piarsaigh now in possession with O'Connell. He plays the ball back to Garrod Sinnott, and Sinnott has time to strike, and he strikes fairly long, looking for Adam McNamara. Does well to jostle Chris Burkery out of position, but Burkery gets back to get the flick away from McNamara. Not an easy possession here for McNamara. Kicks the ball ahead, but it's going to be defended well by Jerry O'Brien, and into Mike O'Brien. He's been fouled by Boylan. Referee Jason O'Mahony plays advantage first, then blows his whistle, and this is going to be a long range effort for Josh Ryan from 5 metres inside his own 65. Matt, and again, I've said it already with the 65 he scored, one he's capable of scoring.
It is one he's capable of scoring, because he certainly has the range. I think if Doon had to be disappointed with anything, I think they haven't got Josh into the play as much as they would have liked. Now obviously in the Piarsaigh, their strategy will be to keep the ball away from him at all costs, at all times. He's missed it, but it certainly had the distance.
It did have the distance, but not the accuracy. In this occasion for Josh Ryan, tails just to the left and wide. It's going to be a puck out for Sean McKeown. He's opted to go long this time, looking for William Henn or Conor Boylan. It's bypassed both, and it's Duvin O'Grady in possession for Doon. Lays the ball off, looking for Josh Ryan, under pressure from Conor Boylan. It's Ryan now for Doon. Gets the strike away. It's a good ball down in, but Garrod Sinnott's out in front of Jack Ryan on this occasion, and Sinnott now does brilliantly well. Finds Adam McNamara. In fact, that's William Henn. Henn having a go from out around midfield. It's dropping into the full forward. It's dropped for Ruben McCarthy. Chance, but no, it's flicked away by Cormac Ryan. Excellent defending, but it's Piarsaigh still in possession. As their number 12, Emmett McAvoy with this shot, well blocked down again. Jerry O'Brien tries to get rid of the ball for Doon, unable to do so, and it's Piarsaigh in possession. It's Daniel Long again. Long plays it out to Sean Long, his midfield partner. Tries to give it back inside to Daniel Long. Long slides in, looking to win possession. It should be Eddie Stokes' ball, and indeed it is. Stokes on the run, and it's Eddie Stokes now on the run. No Piarsaigh player near him. It's Donald O'Connell trying to chase. He gives it in low. It's a good ball, and it's into Jack Ryan. Ryan with another attempt. It's a great block by Sinnott. Falls to Jack Downey from a Doon point of view. But again, it's fine effort defensively there from Padraig Haney, having a storming game so far. Eventually falls to Garrod, and the ball comes back. And it's going to be a long clearance from Conor Richardson. Right up here looking for William Hen. Hen gets a flick at it, but it's Mikey O'Brien who comes away. Low ball from O'Brien into Bob Purcell. Blocked down brilliantly. Kind of threw it up in front of his man and Sean Long on that occasion. And Piarsaigh going to come away with it with Evan Gilvery. Gilvery under pressure. Plays a good ball down to James Daly. It's Daly in possession now, taking on Chris Thomas. Daly out on that far sideline. Tries to give a ball across the middle, but it's brilliantly blocked by Thomas. It's going to be Mikey O'Brien now for Doon. It's a low one, it's a poor one from Mikey O'Brien. Adam McNamara intercepts, and McNamara shooting chance to try and reduce Doon's lead. It's a good effort from McNamara, but it's tailed to the left and wide. And Matt, some excellent blocking down on that occasion, but also some poor options taken by the forward shooting.
Yeah, poor option. Possibly a poor option there because it was a very, very difficult angle. But you would have to say that at the moment that the defences on both sides are on top. Like some of the defending by Doon down here has been absolutely excellent. Cormac Ryan is outstanding down here. Now, and as it happened by coincidence, Padraig Haney has been absolutely outstanding here in the Piarsaigh defence. But basically overall, there is very, very, very little space. You can see it's blocked down, and really there's little or no crowding in the game. It's kind of man for man, but the defenders are on top at both sides so far.
Fascinating game here. It's Doon leading the Piarsaigh 4 points to 2. Massive sideline cuff from Josh Ryan right into the square. It's gone all the way into Sean McKeough. It was Jack Ryan trying to get a flick in it, maybe to get it past McKeough, but unable to do so on this occasion. And it's Josh Ryan in possession over on that far sideline again. He's taken out of it. No free for coming for Doon though. And away they come with Conor Boylan doing a Piarsaigh. Boylan now in possession, tries to flick it inside. It's well in possession. I thought it was, but it's good work from Ivan O'Dwyer to flick the ball away. In that occasion it was from Daniel Long, but the Piarsaigh have a free. It's going to be a foul on Daniel Long by Dúvan O'Grady. And William Hen, Matt, straight over that. He fancies this one.
Yeah, he does, and it's certainly within his compass. Of course, we didn't say that both sides on the way to this final were beaten in group games.
It's a low ball there from William Hen, brilliantly caught by Chris Burkery on that occasion. We'll get back to Matt O'Callaghan in a moment. It's Josh Ryan in possession now for Doon. Ryan out on that left hand side and he's gone for it. Mark Coleman's in there. It has to be a square ball. It's well defended by Sean McKeough, but Coleman was definitely in the square before that. Matt, back to your earlier point.
Yeah, I was just making the point that both sides they haven't come here with unblemished records. The Piarsaigh were beaten, I think, in round 2 by Patrick Swell, and Doon were beaten in the final round by Mungret St. Paul's. But of course, with 3 going through from each group and only 5 in one group and 4 in the other group, they were never not going to qualify. But normally sometimes you get one team that's here with a perfect record, or sometimes 2 teams, but not on this occasion. And maybe the defeats were the wake-up calls that both sides needed.
It's Conor Boylan now on the run for the Piarsaigh. Boylan gets the shot away. That's going to tail to the right, but referee Jason O'Mahony's playing advantage. It's going to be a free for the Piarsaigh. Another opportunity for William Hen to reduce Doon's lead to just a single point. And Matt, Conor Boylan we've talked about before the game, we've talked about during the game, struggling to get into it a little bit.
He struggling to impose himself in the game. Like you would be expecting much more, and of course the expectation around Conor Boylan at the moment, after the last 2 months he's had with Limerick, like is massive. And I suppose maybe it weighs on the lad. He's under 21 after all, but certainly. He certainly got into a very good scoring position. Had Ruben McCarthy picked him out there a while ago, I still think that Conor Boylan will influence this game. Now, in the meantime, while we were talking there, William Hen slotted over his 3rd point of the game. Yeah,
3rd point for William Hen, 3rd point for the Piarsaigh. And Doon leading the Piarsaigh 4 points to 3 in this Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship final here in Limerick, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV. And it's William Hen on the run again, and shooting opportunity for the Piarsaigh number 14. That's his 4th of the game, and Matt, the sides are level for a second time.
Yeah, level for a second time now. William Hen has got all the points for the Piarsaigh, but Jack Ryan has got 3 of the 4 for Doon. So it's a kind of a Ryan versus Hen shootout at the moment. But I have no doubt that more will get on the score sheet as the game goes on. get a small bit of a sense that William Hinn is playing around the middle of the field now. I'm feeling that the Piarsaigh are getting slightly on top at the moment.
Another effort from Hen there, just a bit outside of his range on that occasion, tail to the left and wide. Might have been better served playing that ball low into the full forward line as Adam McLaughlin gets play underway here again. Long puck out from right onto the Piarsaigh 65, but it's 50-50 ball here. It's Boylan trying to win it, but it's Jerry O'Brien gets that flick in, hits off a Doon player last. That's Mark Coleman, who's come out into, looks to be out in the middle section of the field on this occasion. Doon playing with Jack Ryan on his own in the full forward line right now. It's going to be Sean Long to take this one. Under 21 Premier Final. It's a fine cut by Sean Long on this occasion. Couple of Doon defenders there. It's going to be defended, and it's full back. It's Padraig Ryan plays the ball out to Chris Burkery under pressure from Adam McNamara, showing his pace there. There's McNamara. Daniel Long also trying to get a flick with Burkery, tries to come away with it, but in the end it's Daniel Long that has it and plays the ball in. It's a shot there from Will Hen again. It's tailed to the right hand side, and a good chance for a player of Will's capabilities, Matt, and he's just tailed to the right and wide from an acute angle, it has to be said.
It has to be said in an acute angle, but you would have thought that was one shot that was nailed on, and you'd have to say that he probably took the right option. The chance was on, but the execution left him down a small bit. This is
Jack Ryan goal chance here for Doon, and it's in the back of the net. Josh Ryan's long delivery, brilliantly caught by Jack Ryan. He turned his man, Gerard Sinnott, hit the ball, hit his shot straight at Sean McKeown, but McKeown was unable to get a save, a telling save in the end, and deflects into the roof of the net. And Matt, it's a goal that the game probably needed to an extent, but it's Doon that's got it.
It's Doon that has got it, and it is Josh Ryan was the provider. His long delivery, and is it him again?
It is indeed Josh Ryan. That's an excellent score from the left touchline from the Doon joint captain and number 9, star player in this Doon team. He just set up the opening goal of the game, and he's followed it up with an outstanding point, Matt, in the score of the game.
Yeah, and we flagged it earlier on that Doon perhaps would have been disappointed after the first 15 minutes with the amount of ball he got on. He certainly has got on, and there is another point for Doon, I think, from, is it Eddie Stokes?
It's Eddie Stokes indeed that has put Doon up 1-6 to 4 points in the space of a couple of minutes. They've taken firm control of this game. They now lead the Piarsaigh 1-6 to 4 points. A huge couple of minutes for Doon. Goal from Jack Ryan, point from Josh Ryan, then another immediately from Eddie Stokes. And the Piarsaigh now in need of something quite quickly here. The ball comes in low. It's a good ball in from Sean Long, looking for number 12. That's Emmett McAvoy. McAvoy plays the ball inside. Boylan gets a flick to it. He's well held by Jerry O'Brien. Referee Jason O'Mahony has decided that O'Brien was too physical on that occasion for Boylan. It's a fouled by Jerry O'Brien was Conor Boylan. A chance for William Hen to stem the tide a bit here from the Piarsaigh, Matt.
Yeah, certainly a bit of an onslaught, a brief onslaught as it was, but a very, very effective one where they got 1-2 in less than 3 minutes, and Josh was central to it. So that gives you an idea of the impact that the guy can make if they can get him on the ball.
Yeah, it's William Hen puts that one over for the Piarsaigh. It's his 5th point of the game. It's the Piarsaig's 5th point of the game, and Hen definitely keeping the Piarsaigh in this game after that flurry of scores from Doon. It's going to be Adam McLaughlin to take this puck out. 2 minutes remaining, or plus injury time, in the first half of this Mint Catering Premier Under 21 Hurling Championship, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV, as Jack Downey tries to win possession from the Piarsaigh, but it's going to fall to Conor Richardson. Richardson now tries to pace away, showing searing speed to get away from a number of Doon players. Lays it off to Conor Boylan. Boylan shoves Mikey O'Brien out of his way. It's a low ball in for Boylan. It's well dealt with by Adam. In fact, it's not. It's Adam McLaughlin. Good goalkeeping on that occasion. And he flicks it out to Cormac Ryan. Ryan now under pressure from a couple of the Piarsaigh forwards. Reuben McCarthy, one of them. But Cormac Ryan does brilliantly. He manages to win the free. And again, Matt, not for the first time in this opening half. Excellent work from Cormac Ryan.
Yeah, his defending in the first half has been absolutely first class. And when I saw him named in defence last week in the semi-final, I was saying to myself, can this be for real? And I was quite impressed with his performance on that night, but I'm certainly waxing lyrical about it tonight.
Excellent catch from Bob Purcell there, but his pass looking for Eddie Stokes doesn't go to hand. It's Na Piarsaigh to come away with it. Sean Long now in possession for Na Piarsaigh. They're number 9, Long. He's got a couple of options outside and decides to go long, and it's a good ball. And it's a good take from James Daly. Daly tries to get a shot away. Brilliant block by Chris Thomas. Daly lays the ball off in the end. It's going to be Adam McNamara with an excellent shot from Na Piarsaigh. It looks good from our angle. The white flag goes up, Matt, and that's a fine score. And important for Na Piarsaigh to get a score outside of Will Hen.
Important for him, important for Na Piarsaigh, and important for Adam McNamara, because he has been an effective forward, and maybe his decision making may have left him down earlier in the game, but he that was an excellent score and he deserved it.
It's Na Piarsaigh in possession with Evan Gilvery. Gilvery plays a low one to Will Hen, and it's into the corner looking for Ruben McCarthy. Under pressure from Cormac Ryan, but McCarthy is quick. Ryan staying with him for the moment, does brilliantly to flick the ball away, but McCarthy is still going. He's got round Ryan this occasion. Chance of a goal maybe. He's 1 of 3. Just lost possession at the vital time, but Ruben McCarthy, Matt, having one back at Cormac Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you just wonder, coming up to half time, a minute or two to go to half time, a goal behind, close in free. I suppose it's nearly too far out maybe, but I was just wondering for a few seconds there, would there be a temptation?
There's always that temptation, but I think Matt Will Hen might tap this one over, given the fact that Na Piarsaigh are a goal down coming up to the end of this first half. Should be a relatively straightforward one for Hen. And the umpire reaches for his white flag. That's got 1-6 now to Doon. 7 points for Na Piarsaigh as we enter the final stages of this first half. And Matt, it's been a tight game. It's effectively the goal before that free from Will Hen that separates the two sides.
Well, you have to admire Na Piarsaigh, the way that they have responded. They conceded 1-2 in a matter of minutes, in less than 3 minutes, and their response has been absolutely excellent. They've got the last 3 scores, and there was an excellent point from Adam McNamara thrown in there in the middle of it. So their response has been absolutely excellent.
It's the aforementioned McNamara now in possession for Na Piarsaigh. Looks for Ruben McCarthy in that corner. McCarthy unable to gain first time possession from, and it's good work from Cormac Ryan yet again. Ryan goes down, plays it long down that far side. Excellent catch from Jack Ryan. And it's Ryan in possession now. Loses control briefly, but he has it once more, surrounded by 4 Na Piarsaigh defenders. Ball falls to Josh Ryan. Ryan with the attempted shot. That's going to tail to the left and wide. One that Josh Ryan is capable of scoring, but on this occasion his radar is off target, and it's going to be a puck out for Sean McKeown.
I think his decision there was a bad decision, a wrong decision, insofar as that he was under considerable pressure, and I would have think either have gone short with it or have tried to drop it in.
Mark Coleman now with possession from Na Piarsaigh, tries to find Bob Purcell. It's fallen to Evan Gilvery down. Gilvery half blocked down by Ivan O'Dwyer, but it's fallen again. It's looking for Ruben McCarthy. McCarthy push on the back, clear push on the back by Cormac Ryan. On that occasion, Ruben McCarthy, certainly in the last couple of minutes, Matt, has shown that it's not all Cormac Ryan over in that far corner. He's well capable of causing a bit of damage too.
Yeah, he has negated somewhat Cormac Ryan's influence since he moved over there. Of course, he is a lively customer and an experienced customer, and he threw the foul well there. Now, it's an awkward angle from William Hen. This is the most difficult free he's had in the game so far, and I have no doubt he's quite capable of landing it.
A fine strike from Will Hen on this occasion. That one's gone over the bar again. Doon's lead reduced to 1 point now as we're in injury time in this first half. 1-6 to Doon, 8 points to Na Piarsaigh. And Matt, that's half time. Only a point between the sides. And Matt O'Callaghan, what do Na Piarsaigh need to do in the second half? They've done brilliantly to get back into this game, but they still trail by a point thanks to Jack Ryan's goal. What do Na Piarsaigh need to do to kind of reverse the slide?
I think what they need to do is they finish the half very strongly, come out and resume as they're leaving the field now. Certainly they enjoyed a very, very good spell, and there's great credit due to they showed great character, because a lot of teams in a final like this, a tight final, a tense final, would have capitulated to concede a goal and 2 points in 3 minutes. but not in a Piarsaigh, and I suppose that's why the club is so successful. And you know, there's so many players out there in the Piarsaigh colours who are so used to winning at underage level, and in the Piarsaigh in this type of situation, and I suppose right from the seniors down, as you know, they don't do panic. And like they knuckle down once they fell behind, and were quite happy to pick off their points, pick off their scores, and now they're within touching distance, and deservedly within touching distance. And I suppose it has to be said, 168 points, 9 points to 8, is a fair, just about a right reflection on the game. I'd say that when Doon went 5 points clear there at that stage, might have been slightly flattering, but you would have to say that the manner in which they went 5 points up was very laudable and excellent. But it's all to play for in the second half. Now, Doon defence, as you flagged a number of times during the half, John, they put in a huge shift. And the big question is, can they maintain it in the second half? Because they will have to maintain it to keep na Piarsaigh at bay.
Yes, indeed. The thoughts of Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer Vale Star. Join us shortly for a fascinating second half that's sure to be ahead in the Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship live on Limerick GAA TV. Welcome back to this Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship Final, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV. We're back underway for the second half. We're Doon leading Piarsaigh by a single point. And it's Piarsaigh on the attack straight away. 1-6 to 8 points in favour of Doon. It's a shot though straight away from James Daly. It's Daly with an excellent score. And we're level again here, Matt O'Callaghan.
Yeah, that very, very well taken score, and a smart score from James Daly. And exactly the start that Piarsaigh would want to the second half, and picking up, as we flagged before half time, they need to pick up where they left off, because they certainly enjoyed a certain element of mastery and superiority in the closing stages of the first half. We have an attack here for Doon now at the moment, but it's broken up.
Good run from Jack Downey, but his hand pass looking for Ivan Dwyer went astray, and it's Piarsaigh get the ball away. That's going to go out over the sideline for the first sideline cut of the second half. And Matt, no changes from either side at half time. One thing for Doon though, and a player who's been fairly non-existent in this first half, is Mark Coleman, a seriously talented hurler, as we both know, and as anyone who's watched Doon teams and Limerick underage teams over the years will know as well. Doon will need him to get into the game at some stage, you'd imagine.
They will, and but of course the supply was not the very best, in fairness, and he was for a long time being shadowed by Paul Heaney, who we thought in the first half was outstanding for in the Piarsaigh defence.
Sideline cut from Josh Ryan, bit of a low one this time from Josh, and it's well defended by Evan Gilvery and the Piarsaigh team, the Piarsaigh centre back. That's gone out over the sideline once again, though. It's going to be another sideline cut. As Mikey O'Brien does a couple of stretches for Doon, it's going to be another sideline cut for Doon that Mikey O'Brien will take himself. In fact, he's leaving this one for Josh Ryan. Not the best sideline cut from Josh Ryan on that occasion, Matt, but he's the right man to be taking these.
It probably is, but I would prefer somebody like Josh Ryan, that if he was gone forward and possibly on the receiving end of it, if there was somebody to cut the ball.
It's Ryan. It's a better one from Josh Ryan. It's well defended by Piarsaigh again. Luke O'Sullivan trying to win possession, but it's Mark Coleman who wins it for Doon. Good block there on that occasion from the man who's marking him presently, Conor Richardson. But it's Bob Purcell on the attack, and Purcell's attempted pass is well blocked there by Will Henn, but it's Doon in possession against Dúvan O'Grady. Jack Downey with the shot. It's a fine effort from Downey. That one's going to drop short though, and out comes Sean McHugh. Does very well to get afflicted out of danger. It's fallen Teddy Stokes, the chance for Doon. Stokes tries to play it across to the unmarked O'Grady, but it's cleared downfield by Gerard Sinnott. But there are Doon have possession again. It's Jerry O'Brien who had a very impressive first half at left half back. He plays the ball to fellow half back Chris Berkery. Berkery is blocked or too slow to get possession away, but Jerry O'Brien comes in, but it's Conor Boylan half wins it. James Daly unable to gain proper possession of the ball, and it comes all the way out to Josh Ryan. That is not a man that Piarsaigh will want to see on the ball. It's Ryan loses possession of it. It's great work from Daniel Long, but Ryan's still in with the hunt of holding on to possession. Hurley's going flying on that occasion, but it's going to be Piarsaigh and Evan Gilvery who have possession under pressure from a couple of Doon defenders. Gilvery does excellently to avoid them and plays the ball long looking for Adam McNamara, but Mikey O'Brien is there. Jason O'Mahony, the referee from Kildimo Palace Kenry, has gone back, not happy with something there. And I think the ball was given a free to Piarsaigh on this occasion, maybe a late hit. But if it was a late hit, the possession would have went. The free would have been taken from where the ball landed. Looks like he's played advantage not accrued to Piarsaigh, and it's going to be Sean McHugh to take this free.
And the way he went back, I thought for a minute that there was going to be some bookwork involved, but obviously no. But he has obviously admonished whoever the culprit was. But the end of it is it's a free out to Piarsaigh, and you're right. He gave the advantage, and when nothing accrued, he went back for the free.
Yeah, it's Sean McHugh now looking long downfield. It's a fine strike from the Piarsaigh keeper. He's looking down there on top of Adam McNamara. In fact, it's Will Henn over on that far side, of course. That's Piarsaigh in possession. Well won by Conor Boylan over on that far side here in the Gaelic grounds. Good pressure from the Doon defenders though. Boylan unable to come away with it. And neither side able to gain possession. Bit of a scrum developing. A wild boot from Josh Ryan. Didn't make contact with anything, thankfully. Could have been a bit of trouble for Ryan. As Doon now come away. Ball comes out here to Chris Berkery. Berkery, good shoulder from Berkery. Lays it off to Jack Downey. Jack Downey. Low ball down the middle. There's plenty of the Piarsaigh defenders there. And it's picked up on this occasion and played downfield by Conor Richardson. Downey is there again though. Under pressure from Adam McNamara. Another scrum developing here right in front of us, high up in the Mackey stand. It's Doon coming away with it now by the looks of things through Dúvan O'Grady. Under pressure from Emmett McAvoy. Good work from McAvoy, but Doon managed to clear. Straight down the middle, well won on that occasion, but again it's Doon in possession. 3 Doon players to 2 na Piarsaigh. That's Eddie Stokes looking to come away with it. Will Henn is there as well, but it's Stokes who gets it in his hand. Shrugs off Luke O'Sullivan, plays the low ball in. 2 the Piarsaigh defenders on Jack Ryan, but Ryan manages to come up in possession, leaves it off to Eddie Stokes. Stokes now with a chance to run on the Piarsaigh defence. Stokes now running into trouble. Referee Jason O'Mahony has given a free to the Piarsaigh, and you can hear it in the background. The Doon crowd certainly not happy with Matt, and I think in this occasion they have some justification.
Yeah, I think they have justification there on that one, because I thought he was fouled before the second foul even. I think it's a harsh call by Jason, but of course he was much nearer to it than we were.
Indeed he was, and it's na Piarsaigh on the attack. It's Daniel Long in possession for them. Long tries to get a shot away. It's fallen to Reuben McCarthy. Great catch from McCarthy inside the square, and McCarthy has buried it. An excellent finish from Reuben McCarthy, and the Piarsaigh take the lead 19 to 16 with what, just over 6 minutes gone in this second half. And Matt, that could be a huge moment in this contest.
Yeah, it could be a huge moment, because it looked as if the previous 5 points all had been scored by na Piarsaigh, and it looked as if Doon were coming to terms with it, but that could be a hammer blow.
It's Jack Ryan now in possession and loses it just at the vital second. There's enough na Piarsaigh defenders there. It's a bit of a wild pull from the na Piarsaigh centre back, Evan Gilvery. It's going to be a free to Doon, and one Matt they badly need. They've conceded 1-5 without reply. They haven't scored since that Eddie Stokes point towards the end of the first half. And this one from Jack Ryan, if it goes over there, will settle them a little bit. Yeah,
they need it, and they need it in terms of a response to the goal. So I would expect that Jack Ryan will. It's not a well. Where is the free been taken? Oh yeah, the Jason O'Mahony. It's a relatively easy score to provide a response, and they really need a response, and they really need this to go over.
Yeah, it's a relatively straightforward one, you'd imagine, for Jack Ryan, with what, just coming up to 7.5 minutes played of the second half of this Mint Catering sponsor Premier Under 21 Hurling Championship. In fact, it's Josh Ryan to take. Ryan's gone for it, goes low, has it gone over? No, saved on the line, and an interesting call from Josh Ryan to go for that. Matt O'Callaghan next to me is shaking his head. It seems to be a strange one to go from there, especially with na Piarsaigh well in control of this game, scoring 1-5 without reply, and Matt, it's hard to justify why Josh Ryan went for that one.
Yeah, absolutely, because we talked in the first half when na Piarsaigh had fallen behind, and Willem Hinn got a free where there may be a temptation to go for a goal, but he opted for safety. He put it safely over the bar. I think that was a very bad decision. But if I could refer back just a small bit, John, and we didn't hone in on it enough, I think, the quality of the goal scored by Reuben McCarthy, because first of all his fetch, the way he created that bit of space, and the finish was absolutely clinical.
Sublime finish indeed from Reuben McCarthy for na Piarsaig's goal that has put him 19 to 16 up on Doon. It's Josh Ryan with this long range free. It's a fine strike from Doon, from Doon's number 9, Josh Ryan, but it's tailed just to the right and wide. And it's another missed chance for Doon. 19 to 16, as we've mentioned, in this Mint Catering Premier Under 21 Hurling Championship final, live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV from the Gaelic grounds. And Matt, it's another missed chance for Doon.
It's a missed chance, and it makes the next score absolutely crucial, because we're heading up now for 10 minutes, and we talk about the first 10 minutes of the second half, and you'd have to say it belongs to na Piarsaigh, because Doon have not scored. Now, in a tight game like this, were na Piarsaigh to go 4 points clear, it is very, very hard to see him relinquishing it.
Indeed it is, as Mikey O'Brien comes away with possession for Doon. Excellent work from O'Brien, gives it to Josh Ryan. Ryan with another attempt. This one's better from Ryan, a badly needed score for Doon, and indeed maybe for Josh Ryan's confidence as well. Reduces na Piarsaig's lead to 2 points, and Matt, that was excellent work from Mikey O'Brien to win possession back. Did the simple things right, as Mikey O'Brien always tends to do, and finds Josh Ryan, who taps that one over with his left-hand side.
Yeah, well, in circumstances such as this, in which Doon find themselves at the moment, you look to your big players to stand up, and certainly two of their biggest players, I suppose, two of their marquee players, Mikey O'Brien and Josh Ryan, stood up on that occasion. Excellent layoff by Mikey O'Brien, who has, we'd have to say, John, and we haven't mentioned, he has been excellent throughout.
Yeah, he's held up that middle brilliantly for Doon so far in this game. Swept a lot of ball, plays this one forward, but it's straight to Padraig Haney, who, as we mentioned throughout the first half, is having a stunning game in that left corner back position. Low ball up to Sean Long by Haney on this occasion. Good work from Long, lays the ball off. It's going to be O'Connell with the shot. That's Donal O'Connell. It's a long effort from Donal O'Connell. Fine strike indeed from the Piarsaigh left wing back, but that's tailed to the left and is wide. And it's going to be a puck out now for Adam McLaughlin. Doon trailing by 2 points with nearly 11 minutes gone of this second half. It's a fine strike from McLaughlin with the puck out, looking for Dúvan O'Grady. And it's O'Grady who catches. Fine catch from O'Grady. It ran brilliantly into the space, but brilliant block again by Haney on O'Grady's attempted shot. And it's a wave by Daniel Long. Low ball looking for Conor Boyle, but Mikey O'Brien is there again for Doon. Excellent work from O'Brien. No foul coming for the Doon centre back, though, under pressure from Conor Boylan, but O'Brien comes away with the ball. Still on the go is Mikey O'Brien, and eventually Jason O'Mahony, with two players hanging out of the Doon centre back, decides he's done enough to warrant a free, and Matt, and that's more excellent play. As we've already mentioned, Mikey O'Brien, superb.
Superb, absolutely superb. And the way he stuck at it, dug in, and that was a question of winning dirty ball, and he certainly came up with it. Bonner Maher, like whenever you see those type of scrum-like situations, and Tipperary playing, and Bonner Maher always comes out with it. That was excellent by Mikey O'Brien.
Another chance now for Josh Ryan to reduce the Piarsaigh lead to just the bare minimum. Certainly one he's capable of scoring. It's a fine strike from Josh Ryan straight over the black spot, and that's 1-9 to 1-8 in favour of the Piarsaigh. 12 minutes gone in the second half. We're going to have the first substitution of the game as well. It's going to be number 18, Cian O'Donovan, who Matt O'Callaghan mentioned to me, was surprised that he didn't start. He's about to come on for them, Matt. Just waiting for the next break in play for that to happen as Sean McHugh comes out with this puck out. It's a long one, looking for Daniel Long. But it's Doon win it. In fact, neither side able to win it this time. And Will Henn now trying to kick the ball into space so he can collect it, but he's under pressure from Josh Ryan. As Josh Ryan on the run, can't get the ball up at 2 attempts. It's Bob Purcell who eventually wins it. Under pressure from Haney now. Purcell, another excellent block from Padraig Haney. And it's Josh Ryan now again for Doon. Ryan, he's lost the hurley, gets a hand pass across now. It's Eddie Stokes in possession. Stokes now under a bit of pressure, looking for the free. And Piarsaigh not comes, falling to the Doon player, looking to get the shot away, kicks the ball back, but it's Piarsaigh now who come away with possession. That's going to be advantage played. It's kicked downfield though. Jason O'Mahony says that Gerard Sinnott's been fouled. He brings the ball back. It's going to be a free for Piarsaigh. And going to be maybe a talking to for one of the Doon players. He's ticked one of the Doon players who fouled, but on comes Cian O'Donovan, Matt, for Doon. Ivan O'Dwyer is the man he's replacing, the Doon number 17. And Matt, as I just mentioned, you were surprised that Cian O'Donovan didn't start this game. May have been a slight injury or something, but he's a player that can make a difference.
Yeah, of course, he's the younger brother of Dara O'Donovan. And apart from that, I thought in the semi-final, he got an excellent goal and followed it up with a point from distance. At a stage when Doon were struggling to put daylight between themselves and a hand, and certainly could be an impact sub.
A fine long ball in from Jack Downey, but it's been excellently defended by the Piarsaigh defence. Unable to get the clearance away, they should get it away now. Fine pass, and it's Luke O'Sullivan plays the ball. It's a fine ball from O'Sullivan down to that left hand side. Excellent touch from Will Henn to flick the ball past Jerry O'Brien. This will be a fantastic score if Henn can finish it. It's a fine strike from Will Henn on this occasion, but Matt, that would have been a sensational score that just tailed off left in the end. But an excellent bit of stick work to create the opportunity.
Yeah, but that will tell you the danger the guy poses, because he had been effectively out of the game since half time. We had seen very, very little of him, but certainly he created an opportunity, and it was not very far off the mark.
Jerry O'Brien now in possession. Poor touch from Bob Purcell though, unable to take that hand pass in from Jerry O'Brien. And it's James Daly on the run now for the Piarsaigh. Daly brilliantly blocked by Jack Downey on that occasion, but Daly wins possession again, finds Conor Boylan. Boylan steps inside to the middle. He's got Hen on his outside. Hen now another shooting opportunity for the Piarsaigh number 14. But once again, for the second time in a row, Will Hen unable to hit the target from the left-handed shot, Matt, and that's a chance, 2 chances indeed, at Piarsaigh will be hoping they don't regret later on in this game.
Yeah, two chances that they could very well come back to haunt them, and certainly Willem Hen, you would certainly on the second one have put your house on him on it. But we have a chance here for Doon.
Yeah, it's Bob Purcell with that shot, and a good effort from Purcell under pressure from Evan Gilveray. It's gone just to the right, and a bit of sloppy shooting the last couple of minutes. We won't hammer the players too much for that, Matt. Tricky occasion, it's the final. The end of the day, Sean McHugh takes this puck out. Looking down in front of us here, neither Adam McNamara or Chris Burke are able to win that. Jack Downey comes back. Looked like it may have been a foul, but it's fallen to Adam McNamara. McNamara drops this one in around the square. Chance for maybe Piarsaigh. It's well flicked on by James Daly. A fine bit of stick work by Adam McLaughlin. Blocked down the end is McLaughlin as he tried to clear the ball, but it's going to be a wide, and it's going to be a puck out for Sean McHugh on this occasion, Matt. But back to the shooting, both sides missing their chances.
They're missing their chances, but we talked earlier on, John, about the defences being on top. There is very, very little space, and there is pressure being put on the striker all the time. You can see the amount of big blocks, big hooks that have gone in. It absolutely, these two teams have perfected those skills.
Josh Ryan on the run there again for Doon, but he's stopped again. The ball has fallen to Mark Coleman. Coleman capable of scoring from here. It's ambitious, to be fair. It's a good effort, decent effort from that angle from Mark Coleman, but Matt, one he probably would have been better advised to put across the square.
Yeah, I think you'd have to say at this point that Doon are guilty of some bad decision making, even if we go back as far as Josh going for the goal. You see, going for the goal is fine if you score it. But it can have very, very serious ramifications. But you would have to say that Doon recovered quite well from the disappointment of missing it.
Effort there by Ruben McCarthy. Did well to turn into possession. Just hit off the left-hand post, and Doon get away with it. And Piarsaigh still leading 1-9 to 1-8 with 17 minutes gone in the second half of the Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship. Brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GAA TV as Conor Boylan fouls Jack Downey. That's going to be a free, and probably Conor Boylan going in the book, the first player to receive a yellow card in this game. Excellent run from Jack Downey. And it's going to be another chance for Josh Ryan, I should say, to get Doon level. As Jason O'Mahony takes the name of Conor Boylan, produces the yellow card. Josh Ryan capable of scoring this one, Matt. It's right in front of us here in the Mackey stand in the commentary box as Donnacha O'Callaghan throws him the ball. Tricky angle, but again, we've said it on several occasions, one that Josh is capable of putting over.
Yeah, with the way he strikes the ball, he's quite capable of it. If his radar is on, it's certainly within his compass. And I suppose very few people could quibble with the yellow card for Conor Boylan. We saw it down here in front of us, but it was nothing more than a yellow card.
Absolutely not. A fine strike again from Josh Ryan. It's going to drop short though. Doon looking to keep that in play. It was Jack Ryan who got the final flick in it. That's going to be a wide. Jason O'Mahony could even see it from his vantage point, some 35 metres from goal. So he signalled to his umpire there on this left-hand post that had gone to the left and wide off a Doon stick as Sean McHugh gets us back underway, looking for Will Hen over on that far side. Neither Hen or O'Grady able to get a flick on that. And it's Hen who does eventually get possession, passes it inside to Daniel Long, but away come Doon with it. Strike forward there, looking for number 18, of course that's Cian O'Donovan. And it's Bob Purcell in possession now for Doon. Purcell on the run, he's a very dangerous, lovely pass to Doon O'Grady. O'Grady now clean through and goal under pressure from a couple of Piarsaigh defenders. O'Grady manages to get through, and that's a sensational finish, one-handed from Doon O'Grady. A goal for Doon, and Matt, the Piarsaigh players are protesting about something. The green flag has been waved. Jason O'Mahony will go in and consult with his umpires. But from our vantage point here, it looked a perfectly legitimate goal.
Yeah, you would have to say initially that it was good work by Bob Purcell. He spotted Doon O'Grady's run. I think we're just trying to see what's happening going down there. But the perseverance of O'Grady and he got his reward. He just kept going. He refused to give up, and an excellent goal. Now, we spoke about turning points already, and like, you have to admire the way that Doon have come back. Now, the Ruben McCarthy goal, we even described it as a potential hammer blow, but the response from Doon has been absolutely fantastic. This game is on a knife edge.
Perfectly good goal, we're being told by our production team here, as Ivan O'Dwyer replaces the man who got that goal, Dúvan O'Grady. He's looking to get back on just briefly off the field for a blood sub. It's Ivan O'Dwyer back on, but it's Doon leading here 2-8 to 1-9 with 20 minutes played of this Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship final here in Limerick, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV. Ruben McCarthy in possession for Na Piarsaigh to Adam McNamara. Brilliant piece of defending there by Chris Burkery. And it's Jack Downey who's been very influential in the second half, dropping back from half forward. Not the best of passes there, looking for Eddie Stokes, and it's Na Piarsaigh in possession with Daniel Long. Long took too much out of it. Josh Ryan with a big strike into the full forward line. There's a chance here if Jack Ryan can get a flick to it. Good goalkeeping, but Sean McHugh's dropped it initially did well to hang on to it, then dropped it. Managed to recover and played the ball out to Conor Richardson, and Richardson delivers it long, looking for William Henn. Henn now manages to escape the attentions from Chris Burkery initially, but it's Jack Downey that comes away with possession. The ball's gone out over the sideline, and it's going to be, and Jack Downey could be in a bit of trouble here. He seemed to strike out in a Piarsaigh player, a needless one. We'll see what Jason O'Mahony thought of it, Matt, but you could clearly see from our angle there that Jack Downey swung the hurley.
Yeah, to be honest, I was following the play, but obviously the Na Piarsaigh lad seems to be in some bit of trouble now. There is consultation going on between the referee and the linesman down there. The linesman, of course, would have had a bird's eye view of it.
We're just waiting to see what the outcome's going to be. Jason O'Mahony calling over one of the Doon players, I think. Yes, Jack Downey has been calling over, and if they saw what I saw, there could be a bit of trouble here for Jack Downey. He's certainly got it's Adam McNamara down for Na Piarsaigh. Was Jack Downey in a bit of trouble here, you'd imagine? And I'm just waiting to see what Jason O'Mahony produces here. Na Piarsaigh are warming up. Ger Kearns down in front of us. He's going to be entering the fray fairly quickly. Jason O'Mahony having a long talk with the Doon number 10. It's a red card, and to me that's no surprise. He struck out on Adam McNamara. It's McNamara actually was going to be taken off, but Matt, that's a huge blow for Doon. I've just been mentioning Jack Downey's work rate, but he left both the linesman Donegal O'Callaghan and eventually referee Jason O'Mahony with no real other option but then to produce the red card.
Yeah, and the irony of it and the disappointment about it from a Doon point of view and from a Jack Downey point of view is that he had put in a very, very big shift. You know, and this type of thing, it's not that type of game, and like it's totally unfortunate. But
fine ball in there from William. Brilliant catch from Ruben McCarthy. He's unable to find a colleague in the full forward line on that occasion. A bit of a scrum developing again. The ball, neither side able to come out with possession as of yet. Jason O'Mahony looked like he was going to blow the whistle, but it's a shot there. It's a fine effort, but it's just gone to the right and wide from Emmett McAvoy. And Matt, Doon leading by 2 points here, 2-8 to 1-9. You know, they've lost Jack Downey. There's just over 7.5 minutes left to play here. They're going to be up against it now to hold on to that 2-point lead, you'd imagine.
Yeah, you would think so, with a numerical advantage that Na Piarsaigh will claw it back, but sometimes the sending off galvanises a side, as you know, John. We saw it as late as last Sunday when Michael Carney was sent off. It galvanised Waterford and they drove on. So, like, I wouldn't discount it galvanising Doon at this point, but it has made that task of closing out the game and closing in on I think a first championship since 2005. That little bit more difficult.
It's Will Henn with this free from Na Piarsaigh after a foul. It comes brilliantly caught there by Adam McLaughlin. He boots it away. It's going to be Dúvan O'Grady looking to win possession back. He's re-entered the fray after that brief stoppage for a blood sub. It's going to be a strike here from Sean Long. It's a fine effort from Long. That's gone to the left and wide. And another missed chance for Piarsaigh there. Doon still lead by 2 points here in the Mint Catering Under-21 Hurling Championship final here, live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV. 25 minutes, coming up to 25 minutes played. It's Doon leading Piarsaigh 2-8 to 1-9. And Adam McLaughlin gets us back underway with a fine long puck out, looking for Bob Purcell here. Purcell unable to gain possession. It's Long who comes away with it from Piarsaigh. Looked to have been a foul. He leaves the ball off to O'Connell. O'Connell just about able to keep that one in play. It's eventually gone out. It's gone off the leg of Donald O'Connell. And it's going to be a sideline ball here for Doon. And Josh Ryan Madison under no hesitancy. He's not in any rush to take this one with just 5 minutes remaining of regular time.
Less than 5 minutes. Why would he be in a hurry? And he will be hoping to get as much purchase as he possibly can on this one. Now, he hasn't been striking him as well as usual in this game, but I spoke too soon.
Fine ball in from Josh Ryan, well defended by Piarsaigh again. It looks like Padraig Haney, their number 4, is going to be their extra man for the time being, but away come Doon again. It's Mark Coleman, who's had a relatively quiet game, he's mentioned. Fine ball inside though to Bob Purcell. Brilliant bit of defending from Will Hen to dispossess Purcell. He never saw Hen coming on that occasion. Excellent work from the Piarsaigh number 14. And furthermore, he's won the free there. A chance for Piarsaigh that was. Hen's going to take this quickly. Referee Jason O'Mahony calls him back. Piarsaigh aren't happy. But Matt, it was a good bit of work from Will Hen, but Bob Purcell probably should have been more aware of his surroundings.
Should have been aware of. He didn't see him, but excellent work by William Hen, funneling back and doing the hard work, doing the hard yards. Now this is a dangerous ball. No, it's not.
Yeah, it was Dúvan O'Grady looking to win that one for Piarsaigh. It's fallen to Conor Boylan there, and Boylan on the run, under pressure from Mikey O'Brien. Boylan gets a shot away. It's not the best of one. Ruben McCarthy unable to keep that in play. But again, Matt, it was noticeable that Conor Boylan got possession. Mikey O'Brien was all over him like a rash.
Absolutely, and Piarsaigh will be very disappointed with their shooting in the second half. Now they're racking up the wides. Now they're up by my count, they're up to 7 wides in the second half. But it's credit to the type of pressure that Doon are putting on him. They haven't got to space. You saw Conor Boylan there now. In normal circumstances, you'd bank on Conor Boylan on that one, but the space wasn't there. Mikey O'Brien closed him down, and really gave him something to think about. And he hit it wide. We have Doon attacking here now, and there's a free now. This is a vital free.
Excellent run down that right wing with Dúvan O'Grady, having an excellent game in the middle of the park for this Doon outfit. He's fouled on this occasion by Sean Long. It's going to be a chance for Jack Ryan again, like Josh Ryan in front of us with that sideline a couple of moments ago. Jack Ryan is in no hurry whatsoever to go out and take this free. It's going to be a tricky one. 10-15 metres in from the far sideline, and Matt, he struck a couple of frees. He's taken perfectly so far. This is definitely the hardest one he's had to date.
Well, it is, and there is pressure on him. He puts his side 3 up with less than 3 minutes to go. It's a real pressure stroke. But Dúvan O'Grady has had an excellent game. That's an excellent point by Jack Ryan, and it's 3 points there. And if Doon win this game, Dúvan O'Grady, they will put a statue to him in Doon and Olan all over East Limerick.
Excellent work from Dúvan O'Grady, and Jack Ryan scores the point from the free. It's Ryan in possession again here for Doon, looking to put them 4 points clear. It's going to drop short on this occasion on Sean McHugh. Easy enough collection for him. Plays a low ball out here to Daniel Long. Long now under pressure from the aforementioned Dúvan O'Grady. O'Grady chasing Daniel Long down, but it's Long still in possession for Piarsaigh. Does well. Gets the flick inside. Should be one for Mikey O'Brien to take, and excellently taken by the Doon number 6 on that occasion, under pressure from 3 Piarsaigh players. He's won the free. Josh Ryan has possession for Doon, and that's excellent work from the Doon number 6 and number 9. Ball played forward now for Bob Purcell. Seems to be operating in the full forward line in the last couple of minutes, this Purcell. Superb effort defensively from Gerard Sinnott, and Sinnott comes away with the ball, leaves it off. And it's a good clearance from Conor Richardson downfield. It's going to fall to Conor Boylan. And Mikey O'Brien is there, and he's helped out on this occasion by Chris Berkery. Berkery with time and space fires it down the middle. Luke O'Sullivan's there from Piarsaigh, but Cian O'Donovan makes sure he doesn't win that, and Donald O'Connell with the flick away from O'Donovan. And it's now Sean Long in possession. Long under pressure, gives the ball to James Daly, and Daly plays it long. looking for a teammate in the full forward. He was looking for Reuben McCarthy, but it's Conor Boylan that has it. He's stopped brilliantly again by the Doon defence. This time though, illegally done so in the opinion of referee Jason O'Mahony. And Matt has a chance for Will Henn to reduce the lead to 2 points once again, and it's one he has to score.
It's one he has to score because we're into the last 30 seconds of normal time, and I'm just looking at Donnacha O'Callaghan down here. He's getting ready to put up the board. So it will be, or it's Mikey Brown actually that has the board down there. But I think William Henn will put it over.
Yeah, Will Henn puts that over with not much problem whatsoever. We're going to have 2 minutes of additional time here. The 30 minutes are up in the second half of this mid-catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship final in Limerick, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV as Adam McLaughlin gets ready to take this puck out for Doon. He's in no hurry like a couple of the Doon players in the last 5 minutes. Hard to argue with that as they lead now by 2 points, 2-9 to 110. Played in front here, looking for Jack Ryan. It's up between him and Sean Long, and it's Jack Ryan who eventually comes away with it. He's Josh Ryan inside in the middle. Ryan though unable to get the ball up in the first touch, and it's going to be James Daly who comes away with it for the Piarsaigh. He looks to give the ball low. It's inside to Emmett McAvoy. McAvoy on the run now. He seems to have the pace for Chris Thomas. Emmett McAvoy loses the hurley. Referee Jason O'Mahony blows play back. It's going to be a free, and no question of that free, Matt, a fairly blatant one.
No doubt whatsoever about that. I'd say those unfortunately up in Mount St. Lawrence's would even see that one. And it certainly it looks a very easy one for him. And there's a yellow card too.
Yeah, it's the yellow card for Chris Thomas on the Doon side. He was the man who fouled McAvoy on that occasion. A chance for Will Henn now to put 2 points between the teams. He's gone low, but it's taken a deflection. It's going to go out for a 65. I don't think Will Henn meant to go for goal on that occasion. Just not the best of strikes. It looked like the ball didn't come up properly from my vantage point anyway. Either way, he's got another chance to put 1 point between the sides. But Matt, the time for the Piarsaigh is running out.
Yeah, we're into the last 30 seconds of time added on, and the question is now, and I think it's William Henn. What does he do? Does he take his point or does he drop it in? He's dropping it in.
Fine strike from Will Henn on this occasion, and it's gone over the bar. We're not sure what Jason O'Mahony has told him. If there's enough time for the Piarsaigh to get another point to bring this game to a replay, we are just confirming that now. So we're time's up. We're 13 seconds over the added time allotted by Jason O'Mahony. As Jack Ryan pulls on this ball, it's as good as anything for Doon now with very little time left. A needless foul by the Piarsaigh number 7, Doon O'Connell. Jack Ryan was going absolutely nowhere with that ball, and Matt, there's been some mouthing done by Doon O'Connell. Jason O'Mahony has brought the play in probably more than the 13 metres allotted, but it's going to be a very scoreable free for Jack Ryan, and that should seal things for Doon.
It is, because the 2 minutes of a lot of time have elapsed. We're into the third minute, almost into the fourth minute. I think the sequence of events now will be that Jack Ryan will take the free, and we'll see the final whistle from the puck out.
Doon looking to make another sub before all of that happens. It's their number 19, Dara Ryan, who's looking to come into the game. He may not get a chance, because you'd imagine when Jack Ryan takes this free and the ball goes there, Jason O'Mahony will blow the final whistle from the puck out. But it's Jack Ryan to put Doon into a 210 to 111 lead and restore their 2 points advantage. He makes no mistake, and Matt, it looks now, we're just waiting on Jason O'Mahony. The sub is going to take place. We'll get to Matt O'Callaghan in a moment. Eddie Stokes is the man to come off for Dara Ryan, but it's time's up. Time's up, and Doon are the Premier Under-21 Hurling champions for the first time since 2005. They've broken the Piarsaigh monopoly, Matt, with Kilmallock in between, beating Doon in last year's final. This is a huge victory for Doon as a club. It's their first, as I mentioned, since 2005. And you can see by the joy on the players running onto the field, the players that were already on the field, this means everything to this team.
It means absolutely everything to Doon, and as speaking to some of the Doon connections last week in the aftermath of the hand game, and you know the level of expectation, and there is always justifiable expectation in Doon for because of the amount of good work that they put in there, right from the schools up with and through the CBS college there and all that sort of thing. But the Piarsaigh are out on the field at the moment, and they look stunned because they came into this game as absolute firm favourites, and they have been turned over, and you'd have to say that they were justifiably turned over on the performance of the second half, because Doon suffered a couple of killer blows. There was the goal of Ruben McCarthy, and then there was the Josh Ryan going for a goal when better wisdom should have prevailed, and he should have put it over the bar. But the way they came back and they fought, and on big days and on big matches, you need your big players to stand up, and no doubt whatsoever about it. In the second half, Dufan O'Grady was excellent, but Mikey O'Brien, Josh Ryan, Jack Ryan, big players, big names, a bit of experience, senior experience under their belt, they stood up and made it what it will be a very special evening and a very special victory for Doon.
Just on that point, Matt, it's their first one since 2005, as we've mentioned a couple of times now. You know, they lost the senior title final to the Piarsaigh last year. A lot of these lads will be pushing for senior places this year. It's a good time to be a member of the Doon club right now.
Yeah, for the last couple of years, they have been flirting with the breakthrough. They made it to the final last year, gave a decent account of themselves in the final against what was an excellent Piarsaigh side. But tonight's victory, and I've said it earlier just a while ago there, like, this is the fruit of very good structures that they have in their club over there, and the amount of good work that they're putting in with young players, getting them involved, developing them, bringing them along, and certainly in that group. Now you had the standout players in it, but you certainly had a team that worked so hard for one another. Cormac Ryan was excellent in the second half. Even the players that did not get on the score sheet up front, they worked hard, made the Piarsaigh fight for every clearance that they got. And we did say that early on that it was a game that was developing defences on top, and I suppose that would account for for the amount of hoops and the amount of blockdowns. And just looking at my notes there, the Piarsaigh, they had 7 wides in the second half. They will be very, very disappointed with that, but you have to give full. They just didn't give him the space. They hounded the finisher. They just could not get the type of shot away that they wanted to get.
It's victory for Doon in the Mint Catering Premier Under-21 Hurling Championship Final here in Limerick. Join us again soon on Limerick GAA TV for more live GAA action. We'll speak to you then.